Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Cryptids and Monsters video. Alright, one last one for this go around, and then I'll give this series a brief break. Start focusing again on the ghosts and spirits, the urban legends, and then some of the other ones that I've worked on as well, including the new one, the aliens and UFOs. So be on the lookout for those as well. This particular suggestion is so awesome. This is the whole reason why I love making these videos, and I hope that you enjoy this reason too. It has to do with introducing so many of the wonderful cryptids and monsters that are out there in this world. This one I've never heard of before, but when I was looking at the information related to it, it's so wonderful to see and believe the idea that there could be something like this. It's that like that pulling back a curtain and then seeing just pure wonderful enjoyment when it comes to the strange bizarre things that could be out there. And in this case, this has to do with something I kind of debated, just like with my last video, whether I was going to include it with the ghosts and spirits, or in this case the cryptids and monsters. And the reason why I included it here was because yet again it takes on a physical characteristic. So in this case, that's why I picked it for this go round. I'm talking about Japanese folklore cryptid and monster known as the Kasa-Obake, which I hope again I'm saying it correctly, but that's how it's spelled phonetically. You're looking at a picture of it here. Right off the bat, you'll see that this is one of the most strangest, most curious cryptids yet within my entire channel. So very fascinating stuff when it comes to this entity. So what is the Kasa-Obake? Well, in order to understand it, you first have to understand the concept there in Japan that goes by the name of Suku Mogami, and again I hope I'm saying that right. It's a concept that apparently dates back all the way to the 10th century. I mean, that's how far back it goes, and the concept is very simple. It goes like this. Apparently, when you have a simple object, it could be an object of any kind, and when you have a simple object and it's created, it's manufactured, it's produced, whatever, and that object is essentially over the years gathering more and more years of existence. Once it reaches its quote-unquote 100th birthday, then that object becomes alive and becomes aware. That's at least according to the Japanese mythology. So it could be something along the lines of, I'm just throwing suggestions out there, it could be like a briefcase, or it could be something along the lines of, let's say, a pair of shoes, or it could be a piece of clothing, just something that as long as it's created, it's an object that's used, and it's used presumably continuously, then when it gets to its 100th year of use, then through those years of being, I guess, handed down and being used and utilized by so many humans, then it in turn takes those interactions, takes those sentiments, whatever has I guess been expressed by humans throughout all those years, and then it in itself becomes alive and self-aware. So you take that concept and then you apply it to this, the Kasa-Obake, and you realize that it's basically an old umbrella that once it reaches its 100 years, then it becomes alive and becomes this, the Kasa-Obake. Now, I have no idea why the importance has to be, in this case, the umbrella. Like why the umbrella, I guess, is the more popular of the cryptids and monsters when it comes to the, I guess, the assumption of the Suku Mogami. Why not instead, like I was saying earlier, like a pair of shoes, or why not pair of sandals, who knows? But it kind of makes more sense along the lines that umbrellas have been pretty universal for a long period of time. So if something like that has reached 100 years plus, then more likely it's going to be something that has been used a long time, which could be an umbrella that's handed down throughout who knows how many generations of a family. So when that happens, the umbrella comes alive, and that is this, the Kasa-Obake. And they've been portrayed pretty commonly. The idea is they tend to have either one eye, in some rarer cases 2 eyes. They have more commonly 1 leg, and then again in rarer cases 2 legs. 1 leg, of course, being because the umbrella itself is just pretty much one staff only. And then in some other cases, they are depicted with a long tongue. And then these things, they just come alive. They just live their own life. They separate themselves, I guess, from whatever is was, I guess, their in their possession, whoever possession, like in terms of whoever owned them for those last set of years, and then they go on towards their own existence. They're supposed to be pretty nice entities too. I mean, the idea is with this thing, they're known a little bit as tricksters, and they sometimes, I guess, frighten people, but it's more along the lines of like a playful manner, kind of like when people hide behind the bush and then come out and then surprise someone. It's done in a joyful, playful manner. Same thing here with the Kasa-Obake. They're tricksters, but they still love to enjoy, I guess, playing around with people. And the idea also is that if you ever are, let's say in Japan, and you happen to see, for whatever reason, out of the blue, umbrellas flying in the sky somewhere, then you're looking at this. You're looking at an actual Kasa-Obake. That's how it flies. It just catches the wind and then moves around, and then wherever the wind takes it, then that's where it goes towards its next destination. In fact, they're so playful that they especially love to play around, I guess, with children, mainly because, again, with children, they probably see the same imagination that these things have, the Kasa-Obake, when it comes to their existence. But that's pretty much it. Not much other info related to this particular entity. All it is an umbrella. It has been handed down for who knows how many years throughout generations of families, and then finally when it reaches its consecutive, I guess, 100th year of existence, then bam, that's when it becomes alive, and then it goes on its own. So quite, isn't that enjoyable? Just the idea that you would have something like this that could be out there just flying around, just trying to, I guess, enjoy itself and enjoy life, and then it comes around and it, in some cases, interacts with people, and then those people interact with it again, especially children. That just makes it like a wonderful sentiment of sorts. This thing too, by the way, has been in some major franchises, in particular Super Mario games. For example, this one here, you're looking at a picture. It's from Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, one of the older Game Boy games. The Kara is what the enemy was called, but it's based off of this Cryptids and Monsters, the Kasa-Obake. So this one was indeed in a Super Mario game, and you can see that it's pretty much the exact thing you would expect it to be. It's an umbrella with the eye, and it looks like it has some kind of motion, and it's alive. And then on top of that, for those of you that are fans of Kirby, the franchise Kirby, it too has appeared within that game as well. You're looking at a picture of it here. And you'll see that again, it has a very close look towards what the concept is. It's a creature, it's an umbrella, it has the one eyeball, and in this case, it has the extra tongue that I was mentioning earlier that sometimes hangs out. So quite cool, isn't it? So that's all the info at least, but again, I hope you enjoyed with regards to this Kasa-Obake. And again, the whole reason I do these Cryptids and Monsters is to find out some of the wonderful creatures such as this too. So if anyone has any more information, any other stuff that I might have missed, something that especially, let's say if they're pretty important stuff, please post those comments below. It'd be great to hear. So alright everybody, thanks again as always. Take care.